welcome back to my channel. And this I'm gonna do since I have gotten 10, 10 views on what if deku had fusion element fusion quirk or power. Yeah, and I can't remember where I left off, so if I guys messed up a little bit, do please forgive me for it. And please subscribe to my channel. My goal is to reach 10 more subscribers by the end of next week. Please guys, share with their friends and family. And let me finish. And let's get started. Deku, and this I can't remember most of the I can't remember where I left it off. Oh yeah, I left it when Deku save a girl from the zero pointer. You know, the zero pointer I mentioned. And Deku would simply, disappear before the girl could say thank you to him. And Izumi, Bakugo, and Katsume would wonder how would they do on the test, where Izuku would simply see them but wouldn't get involved with them. Izuku would fly off to the forest because he remember what they did to him in the past, bully him for all these years for not having a quirk, and the elemental spirit gave him their power, and now nobody does know. And yeah, Izuku would be for the next week. Izuku would be training, but he would wonder how would he get his letter, because he doesn't have a place to stay. Consider he can use earth to literally build a house, but he just refused to, because I don't know. I'm just gonna make him not, because he just loves travel everywhere. He can travel anywhere he wants because of his earth, wind, and lightning abilities. Deku would train for the next week, study however he wish, and then Aizawa would track him down, gave him the entrance letter where he would see the worst father in the history of Father All Might. When he just simply listen to his voice, he get a little pissed and plans to fight, which he did, but he just simply asked Aizawa to, tell him how he did. Aizawa tell him that he passed and he got the #1 spot in the entrance exam. Deku would be psyched up, and Aizawa would ask if he wants to live with him. Yeah, cause I think he would mostly like Aizawa the most, cause Aizawa is literally the coolest. Yeah. And if all of you please comment who is your favorite My Hero Academia character. Tell me who is your favorite in the comments, and I won't judge it. Deku would go walk with Aizawa to his house, basically tell him what would happen from day to day, but he wouldn't give him any special treatment. He would call him Aizawa Sensei and more and such, which Deku doesn't have a problem with, because he knows Aizawa well, because he has the elemental quirk, so he knows everything about Aizawa, knowing him to be Eraserhead and such. When the school is about to begin, Deku told his father, aka Aizawa. Aizawa would tell Deku to wake him up in the morning at 6 p.m. Sorry guys. Deku would try to wake up his father, where he's impossible to get up. So let's just say Deku used lightning and shocks him a bit. When Aizawa gets up, his hair was standing like. Hold on, guys. Let's see if I can get a picture of this. Hold on. Look like this and ask Izuku asking Izuku, why did you do that? Izuku would basically be frightened about this and say, hey, it's not my fault. You told me to wake you up. Aizawa would remember saying that, and He says, "Oh, sorry." Hold on, guys. Hold on. And they would proceed to drive to school. They would be the first ones there, cause Isaiah love keeping a steady head, and Deku would love to just simply sleeping similar to Aizawa, cause after the week has passed and Aizawa basically taking care of Izuku for a week, Aizawa Deku would no Izuku would actually get comfortable around Aizawa and pick up certain habits that he has. For number one, he would basically, you know, he'd basically still be tired. Like I thought. Hold on, guys. I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, guys. I forgot to, put back my original contact. Yeah. Deku would basically be tired, similar to Aizawa, but Deku wouldn't have a problem with it, since he's an early bird. He would basically still sleeping in class, where some kids would walk in, not even knowing that Deku and Aizawa is basically standing right next to the door. Not really exactly right next to the door, but you get what I mean. At least a certain extent of the door, but they wouldn't see him, neither Aizawa. Everyone would sit down, either would still be the same, and no one would really pay attention to those two, because, you're sleeping in there, sleeping in a bag. Yeah. I'm just gonna call that caterpillar thing a bag. They would be sleeping in their little comfortable house. I don't even know what to call it, guys. Please let me know in the comments. What should I call it? Deku would still be sleeping, where Aizawa would basically hear too much noise and he would begin to get up. Izuku, sensing this, basically decided to just rise up. And when Katsumi, Izumi, and Bakugo see him, they would say, how did you get in, Deku? Deku would open his eyes and say, oh, it's you guys, whatever. Deku wouldn't really care much about them, because, they abandoned him in the earthquake alone, and they didn't even get help, neither his parents. So Deku just really forgot about them and considered spirits them that he made as family, and Aizawa as well. Izuku, seeing them, would just really don't care. Izumi asked where has he been. Deku would basically be a little bit get ticked off by this, and he was planning on sending a ball of fire at her, but Aizawa, being Aizawa, says, Izuku, don't. Deku calms down and let it be. No one really seen what's gonna happen to Izumi except for, Aizawa. So Aizawa would tell everyone to shut up and put on this PE uniform. Deku would basically just get going, because he knows Aizawa already. He knows what he is capable of. Everyone seen Izuku walked out to the door, wondering what he's gonna do. And Uchako would still ask about, the orientation. Aizawa would say we don't have time for orientation. But in 3 years, we have 3 years to mold you into the perfect hero. And you think we have time to waste with orientation? Then you're not ready for the real world. Aizawa would say this, where Izuku wouldn't just say nothing. Izuku would basically walk out and, just change. When everyone gets there, they will see Izuku's scars and, what he could, and seeing only seeing 5 symbols on his back. Wait, one would be a lightning bolt, one would be a symbol of an earth, fire, air, and water. You get the drift. Hold on, guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And they would see basically the 5 main elements on his back. Yeah, they would ask about Deku about it, and he says it's nothing. And Deku would just simply put on PE4 uniform, and the girl he saved was, oh my god, hold on. Deku would go out there and Deku would go proceed. he would proceed to walk out there and can I, I'm just sorry about those stops. Deku would proceed to go out there. I would ask who the first place, the first place person in the entry exam to come up. Basically, those three is Katumi, Izumi, and Bakugo would walk up and try to get the ball, but Aizawa said to sit down, you three. It's none of you. When they heard it, they were shocked and asked who it is then. And Aizawa called up Izuku Midoriya. Not really Midoriya, but I just go call him little Aizawa, cause in this one, since he's adopted, I'm just gonna call him little Aizawa. Deku, known as little Aizawa, would take the ball from his father and get ready to throw it, but he decided to throw it but use an element behind it. Deku would quickly decide on which element he would use in this situation. And hold on, guys, let me see if we can. Yeah, here are they. Deku would use something. He would use, what can I say? Deku would use storm to create a little hurricane, a little tornado, and blow and carry the ball out of space. So he would basically get infinite. Everyone seeing what kind of power he displayed, asking what is his quirk. Deku decided to answer because it's not really a quirk. Deku tells him, I have all of the elements at my disposal. Not really all, because he doesn't really have dark and... No, actually he does, because he and Yang are basically light and dark. Everyone hearing this wonder what kind of training did he do to get that strong. Katsumi, Izumi, and Bakugo would be stunned, seeing that his brother or his so-called friend have elemental powers. It's not gonna be like Bubble Boy. No, he basically have all of the element himself, and no one could really take this power away from him. It only can be transfer, or if Deku died, Deku's spirit would guide the power to someone who is righteous. So yeah, Deku can not get rid of the power, not unless he wants to. So Deku would proceed to ace the test. Bakugo and Izumi would still be, and Katsume would basically still be in shock, cause they never seen this power before. When everyone ready to go home, those three tried to confront Izuku, but Izuku basically used wind and flies to his house, cause he got permission from Aizawa. Cause he's not gonna be there at the time, cause if you know the canon one, Aizawa is more of a nighttime person to do his work. Deku would go home, prepare himself some food, and basically clean up the place, because Aizawa is basically sleepy almost every day, so he decided to do some laundry and such. When Bakugo, Katsume, and Izumi reach home, they tell All Might and Green Magnet, aka Inko Midoriya, what happened and such. They say that Izuku has power now, elemental powers. But they would ask, how did he get that power? And they say it must be a hidden quirk that he kept from all of us. And they would actually proceed to think that it's yes. And they would try to get him back, try to go to Aizawa's place, and Aizawa would ask them Aizawa would be at the door asking them, what do you want? They would say that they want Izuku or little Aizawa back from from Aizawa. Aizawa was saying no. If the kid wants to stay, he stays. If he wants to go, he goes. It's up to him, not to me. Deku hearing this, or Izuku, yeah, Aizawa would hear this, and Deku decided to stay with Aizawa forever. They would try to protest and saying that they gave birth to him, and at this point Deku decided to release everything to them, how he feels and what and everything. He would say that now you care about me. The only thing you care about is your selfishness. All you care about is power. They would try to process and say no, but Izuku would continue saying that none of them were really their family in the first place, because y'all treat him like trash. And now when I have the strongest power, they want to think I am better. I am great now. Deku basically get pissed at this point and summons two lightning bolts in his hand and strike and just throw them at them. But Aizawa tell Izuku to calm down, where he just calmed down and put and get rid of the lightning bolts. And All Might would basically walk out of the door, muttering something that I will get back my son. He's always saying that he kid doesn't want you on, doesn't care about you now, All Might. So get lost. All Might gritted his teeth, same as Inko, and all of them would basically be leave Aizawa's premises. And as for the next week, nothing really eventful really happened until the last period of the last day of the week. They would say I always sigh and just basically be a little bit pissed because All Might is gonna be teaching the class, and all of them would say there will be a new teacher. There will be a new teacher teaching you hero classes, and All Might and Green Magnet would bust in through the door, saying that they are here. Everyone would basically be ecstatic that they are here, except for Izuku, who basically is literally pissed at this. Is basically pissed. Izuku would basically summon his eyes and try to freeze them, but Aizawa looks at him and give him no. Aizawa Deku seeing what did, saying fine, and the ice would basically be disappeared before it even created. And if you guys wondering what is Deku's weakness for the element, he doesn't have one. He doesn't have a limit, and he doesn't have, a weakness to his quirk. Let's just say he's stronger where his elements are. So if you basically throw him in an ice place, his ice power increase a lot more. So basically, like water, ice, and storm would be stronger. So basically, no one doesn't know about what happened. So yeah, they would create a little dome, and they would create a little ice area where Deku here costume would be something different. Hold on, let me see if I can get something for you guys. Okay, this is what I best could have gotten for Deku hero costume, cause I couldn't get anything else. Sorry guys. Deku would proceed to have this other than for anyone in canon, cause he wouldn't be really big an All Might fan. He would basically more of an Aizawa fan. Yeah, Deku would basically look like that. All the girls would compliment him on this, including Izumi and Katsumi, but Deku just simply says, "I don't care what you guys think." To them, on them, but and Izumi and Katsumi would basically get sad about this, remembering the awful thing that they did and how they forgot about him in the earthquake situation. Yeah, and instead of the original place where they spar and such in for for the hero versus rescue battle, I'm gonna have it where everyone is gonna fight Deku because he's too OP. Yeah, you know how he is already. But the place that they will be fighting in is gonna be one of the worst places that they could ever stepped in. It's gonna be in an ice biome, which which I explained to you guys that if Deku is in a different elemental place, his power increase like, how can I say, when when hurricane hits someone, but it would be 10 times worse. Yeah, that is how strong Deku gets when he's in a different elemental place. But if he's not in an elemental place, his power would remain neutral, as strong as strong enough to destroy a half of an Eiffel Tower. Yeah. So they'll be great. So in the ice biome where everyone is getting ready to fight Deku would already think of a plan and think of a way how to beat them. Hold on, guys. I remember something. To as the match began, Deku decided to use water and ice, and you know what that happens now. Deku would use water to blast everyone, then use ice to freeze them in a place where none of them can move. Most of the weaker ones, like Kirishima, I can't remember most of them, but I can remember their quirks, like Jiro, the Invisible Girl, and almost in the majority of the class would be frozen. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Except for Bakugo, Katsumi, Izumi, Shoto Todoroki, Uchaku Uraraka, and who else I can say? The naval laser guy, Ariyama. Because, their quirks literally make them impenetrable to ice. Since Deku is using water and ice, Deku commends them on being this strong, but Deku would get a serious face now. Took on a serious face and said that, but this is the end. I often ask, what do you mean by that? So Deku used storm on them. Instead of thunderstorm, like how you naturally release lightning and such, they would release bolts of ice instead. Yes, that's not lightning, but ice, like bolts of ice, shape of lightning. They would proceed to strike fast and basically froze them if they touch it. If anyone gets hit by it, Katsumi and Izumi would be eliminated, while Chaco would basically almost getting hit by almost one, and Bakugo would basically try to blast, but he realized it impossible to keep up because at the speed they're going, no one could even know where they're gonna run and hit except for Izuku. And everyone would basically be out now. Everyone would basically be out. Shoto Todoroki would try his best to use ice and ice, but Deku would basically say you're not gonna beat me with half of your power, and Izuku, and he's out as well. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love Shoto Todoroki. No homo, guys. I kind of rate him as my best character, as one of the best, best hero out there. So I may think about making Izuku making them being friends and all that. Yeah, Deku. After this, All Might and Green Magnet would be in shock how much power that their son have, and they would try to see if they can get him back. But him, no one can really touch him because as long as he has that wind release, no one can touch him. Sure, yeah. And for the next day, they would say that they're going to the US. Either would come in saying that they're going to the USJ. As for who get expelled in the physical test, no one did, cause I don't really love expelling people. But I was thinking I was expelling Mineta. Okay, guys, I want to leave this one to you. Should I keep Mineta in in the story, or just get him out. Get him out and put him in a different class. Let me guys know if this video reaches 20 view, I may consider getting rid of Meneda and putting someone else from class 1B into class 1A. Deku and the rest of the class would ask who's the strongest. All of them would say it's Izuku, but Deku would say no, it's not really me. My powers only excel as long as I'm in my turf. This is what I mean by turf. Izuku would explain that the way how his power works, that if he's in a certain area of the certain area in a place, like in the ice biome he mentioned that they did it previously, his power grows strong enough to destroy anyone. He could basically kill anyone if he wanted to. Everyone here just would be in shock, saying that so you tell me that you are basically godlike. Kirishima would ask that, and Deku would just reply to yes, my power is strong enough. And all of them would ask, what other power do you have? Izuku would say that's a secret for now, because they only see him use water and ice. And they're gonna gain shock for the power that he's gonna to use in the USDA incident. Yeah, everyone would reach her. Uchaku would basically meet her idol number 13. She would be fanboying a little bit, but Deku sense danger, because Earth basically travels through everywhere. So basically, Izuku would sense this. The air pressure would be off. Izuku used one of the abilities that he got from using the Earth for so long, using seismic sense. And if you guys don't know what seismic sense is, seismic sense basically tells how many people. He could basically use it to extent that he could see anything and everyone at any time, anywhere. And no, guys, I know some of you know, no, Deku cannot do that. No, I know what you guys are thinking. No, Deku cannot do that. Deku used seismic sensing a lot of people in there, and he could basically recognize everyone. But not really recognize their face, but recognize that they're the League of Villains. He would walk over to his father and tell his father not to come in, let him deal with it. Aizawa says, look at his son and says, sure, you can handle it. Izuku just walks in alone. Aizawa tells him not to go in. And trust me, it's gonna be hell once Izuku is in there. When Deku's in there, basically he shut the door behind him. And this is where the real fight begins. All the villains will basically be pouring out, and all of them will see just one kid saying that this should be fun. All of them thinking that Izuku is just a weakling, where they're gonna get a taste of their medicine. Izuku start using his strongest abilities. He used lightning to strike most of the villains out. For the water area, Deku would basically freeze everyone. Freeze them. Kurogiri tried to teleport him away, but knowing Izuku seen this coming. Izuku froze Kurogiri where he stands and captured him easily. And the node actually make it out, and Shigaraki would scratch his neck saying, what is this kid? This kid is... what the hell is he? Shigaraki would send the normal after Izuku, but Izuku sensing that there is something wrong with it, Izuku used Yin Yang to destroy it completely. Yes, Yin Yang, he mastered the Yin Yang ability, so he basically destroyed the normal, and destroys the normal without hesitation. Deku, for the rest of the villains, Deku used fire, lava, and wood to destroy them all. Yes, he basically knocks out everyone. Shigaraki seeing this kid's a real monster. He uses basically Shigaraki just decays the ground and hurry up and get out. Tries to get out, but Izuku being Izuku, just let him go. Not psych guys, but sorry, but Izuku didn't let him go. Izuku later knocks him out in the ground. And if you're wondering why I didn't just simply let Shigaraki escape, one, they would have to deal with the Hotsu City incident, but they're going to deal with it either way. You're gonna find out why. When all the villains are knocked out, he senses two portals opening. One took Kirigiri and the other one took in the hand face guy, but he wouldn't know their name, so yeah. Deku would basically open the door and tell Aizawa it's safe to come in. And when everyone walks in, they would see the massacre of what Deku would see of what Deku did. Everyone would be in complete shock about what Deku did. As for the Normal would basically incinerate it. Because the Yin Yang is basically one of the most powerful ability he have in his arsenal. The Yin Yang is basically good and dark in one fist. So yeah. Everyone would see the massacre that Deku did and asking, what the hell is this kid? That often would ask Deku, he just says, I'm just a normal kid with really strong powers. Everyone seeing this wouldn't be asked a second question why he's the number one, why he is this strong. And I think I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my video, and like I said, if this video reaches at least 20 views, I may consider kicking out Meneda from out of class 1A and putting someone else from class 1B. Cause I know most of you don't like Meneda, so if you guys make it possible to reach 20 subs or 20 views or 20 likes or whatever you want, I will take out Meneda from out of it. Cause I know all of you hate Meneda. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see you next time. Or next time I'm gonna plan to do an intro on it. I'm gonna plan to do an intro, so get ready for that. Bye guys.